Now then folks, my name's Nick, otherwise known as Positive Mental Attitude. I'm just giving you a bit of an update on where I am up to today. I've been to the doctors for an asthma review. I've still got asthma. That was the review. It's not getting any worse, so I don't need to worry about that too much. I've been feeling a little bit frustrated the last few days, which I know I keep on saying don't get frustrated because it's a wasted energy, but I have been. So, I am only human. But I've managed to get in contact with the people to do the hand controls for the car. To have a look, I showed you this in the last video. Them things which I need to be able to drive. It's been taking ages to sort this out. I've had the car for a week already, and I've been going backwards and forwards trying to find people who are willing to do it. And thankfully, it's thanks, a shout out as well to Nicola at Jeff Goslin Hand Controls in Stockport, Greater Manchester, who's been helping me sort this out. They will be coming out to fix the controller to the car on the 23rd of May, which is a pain because it's going to be another almost 2 weeks until it's done, but I've now got a date at least for when it's getting done. I've also got a price which is £1,425, which I suppose is better than the 1,700 I was expecting, because I am allowed to not pay VAT on it. I have a disability. I'm not disabled. I can't claim for anything. A little bit more on that later, sorry. I'm not disabled, but I have a disability. Yeah, I know, you work it out. Which means that I don't have to pay VAT. I can be VAT 0 rated on the installation of those controls. Otherwise it will be 1,700 quid. I can't really afford the 1,400, but that's less than 1,700, so there we are. That's the position I'm in at the moment. So a huge shout out to Nicola at Jeff Goslin for sorting that out for me. She's been fantastic with that. And hopefully once it's done I'll be able to get a little bit more sort of independence and get out there a bit more, which I really need at the moment, which will help my mental state significantly. I've said, why don't you put in for personal independent payments? So I am absolutely exhausted today, so I'm struggling with my words. So I've put in for it. I'm not sure I'm going to get anything, but if you don't ask, you don't get. If I was to get something back that I could then put towards paying for the car, because Jesus, I need it. And also be able to throw a bit more into the house, because people are looking after me and I'm paying as much as I can, but I'd like to pay more if possible. And did the assessment, the initial application. They then sent me an email with an assessment to fill things in. What am I struggling with? Why do I think I should be entitled? Well, at least half the stuff they asked I can't do. I'm alright going upstairs and having a shower, and I can get dressed suitable for being in the house. I can put a pair of shorts on and a t-shirt. Going out, I can't put shoes on with laces, I can't tie laces, I can't do buttons, unless they're very old shirts where the button holds a bit loose. I can maybe do it one-handed, but I can't do that. I can't cut up, I can't do my own washing. I can throw things in the washing machine, but I can't hang them up on the line. I can't hang them on a maid or a clothes horse in the house. My mum had to do my bedding for me yesterday and change them because I can't do it. I need 2 hands for that. I can walk to the top of the street and back. I have days like today where I'm exhausted for no reason. I've done no physio at home, never mind in the clinic. but I'm absolutely exhausted. I think mentally over the last few days I've just suffered a little bit where I'm low on energy, and some of this frustration I think just eating away at the energy that I did have. So that's where we are. I know DWP and that it's going to take an absolute age to hear anything back, so even if I don't hear anything in the next couple of weeks, I'm not going to be disappointed or think that alright, that's been fine, I've been accepted, because I know it doesn't work that way. So it could take up to 6 months to hear something back, and the way things are at the moment, the pace of my progression and recovery is glacial anyway, so I'm used to having long lead-in periods for things. I still haven't heard back from the occupational therapist I'm waiting for. Apparently I was number 2 on the list. In fact, I think I spoke to the physio last week who said I'm at the top now, so I should hear something back fairly soon. What's fairly soon then? All depends on how many people they're dealing with. But that's where we are. I have at least got a date where the controls will be put in, and from the 23rd onwards, well, barring the DVLA suddenly finding fault where no one else has, I should be back driving. And I say because my the consultant at the hospital, Paddy the Baddy, he's a cracking fella. He's not a UFC fighter, he's a stroke consultant, absolute genius of a man. He has said there's no problem whatsoever in my vision, peripheral vision, in head movement, left and right, etc., up and down. Cognitive function is spot on. As strokes go, I had a really heavy one, but I've managed to come out the other side of it fairly okay. I know my speech doesn't sound like it's great at the moment because I'm tired, but my speech has been alright from the start. My eating and drinking was okay because I can swallow. So I think I've just managed to get away with a bit of a lucky one this time round. I really hope this is the one and only time I have a bloody stroke. It's a nightmare. But he said it's alright. The people Northwest, it was Deborah and Sam. I'm sure it was Deborah and Sam. Absolutely brilliant. Is it that one up there, that one down there? That was fine. Peripheral vision was fine. Reading a license plate from 20 metres was fine. I can move my head around, it's no issue with that. I've got movement in my legs and my arms to a degree, with the left hand side to a degree at least, and the driving assessment was fine. As long as we've got the adaptive controls, they're quite happy that I'm safe and that I know what I'm doing. I'm switched on, I'm quick. And before they happen, like you would do when you're driving, potential risks. Apparently I need the doctor to say I'm alright. So I'm waiting for the reports to come to me. I go to the DVLA, but I need to make a couple of copies. So at least I've got one in the house, and also I can show one to a doctor who needs to tell the DVLA that they're happy that I'm okay to drive as well. And then once that's done, as long as they don't start doing anything stupid, my car's insured. I need to tell them if my licence get amended, which I think it will do, from a manual to an automatic only, which I don't mind because I've got an automatic car now. And then eventually, once my left hand is working, I'll go on assessment so I can do it in a manual and I'll be back to normal. But there's been the last few days, or last week, the frustration's been creeping in because I've wanted to get out of the house and a bit further than just the top of the street and back. I wanted to go somewhere just to get away from everything. I have not been able to do that, unfortunately, despite the fact that I've got a bloody car out there where I could. Again, partly frustrated that it's going to take so long to be installed, but that's how long it takes. That's the first appointment that Nicola could find for me, so I'm just grateful that I've now got at least a date set in stone. I don't know how much it's going to be, and once I am able to get out and about, I'm going to fill the car up and I'm going to go and go until there's nothing left in it, just to get a little bit of practice, but also to get out of the house and go and have a little bit of change of scenery, because it's starting to frustrate me a bit. I'm trying not to allow it to, or not allow it to affect me too much. So yeah, do you know what, I've said it, don't let frustration get to you. I am frustrated, but I'm not. You will feel frustrated. Anyone who goes through something like this, you feel frustrated at many things. Stupid things like not up straight. Feel frustrated because it seems like a natural thing. Not being able to walk, having to be really careful everywhere you go, looking around, making sure that there's nothing that can potentially trip you up, because you can't use both hands out in front of you to break your fall. You know, with me, it's going to be my nose. It's going to be the first thing to break the fall, isn't it? But I am frustrated, but I'm not letting it get to me. But I am actually still acknowledging the fact that I am frustrated. I'm trying to find ways to get around it. That has been a struggle the last couple of weeks. I haven't got any way of breaking that sort of cycle of being frustrated or getting away from it. Maybe this is now. I've got a date. I can put it in my diary. I can write it in a Sharpie, not just pencil. I can Sharpie it in there now, so I know that's the date. And, you know, unless there's any kind of, I'm quite happy. Jeff Gosling's a decent company, so I'm quite happy dealing with them. I'm sure they'll keep me in the loop if anything needs to be done. I'm happy that I'm dealing with someone who knows what and I cannot wait to get back behind the wheel of that car. One of the first things I'm going to do, I'm going to drive down to the beach, just park up, sit and watch the sea, which is probably not going to be there because I've lived in Southport now for 32 years and I've seen the sea 6 times. Normally it just looks like the Sahara Desert. It's the beach as far as the eye can see, but even on days like that you see the sun going down and there is water. Some pictures of that to show you, because I don't think people realise just how beautiful a place Southport can be. So I'm going to get to that, and also there are some nice places nearby, but I need to be able to get in the car and practice. I was alright for that hour or so that I was out driving. I felt comfortable, I felt safe, but I think I still need that bit of practice, especially if I've got any idea or any designs on going anywhere sort of long distance. Lake Yorkshire Dales, Peak District, Snowdonia, they're not that far away, but I want to get a little bit of practice in before I start going in places like that. Anyway, I've rambled on and rambled on for almost 14 minutes now, so I will leave it at that. If you're anywhere where you think I should go, leave it in the comments below, because I wouldn't mind having a little bit of a journey, like, or even a dislike. It doesn't really matter either way. Try and get a little bit of traffic towards the channel, because I think there's some people that need to hear the message about what happens when it comes to semi-serious illness. I think it's a serious illness, but you know, I'll come out of it alright the other side, so I'll call it semi-serious, because it's not like brain surgery or heart surgery or cancer, you know, touch wood, nothing like that. People do need to get this message about what to expect, and unfortunately the way things are with sort of social media, I suppose, I've got a serious point to make, and it's not getting out there to a lot of people who just wander around semi-naked doing whatever they do on their channel seem to be getting masses and masses of. So obviously it's more important to see side boob than it is to see someone talking about stroke. So, well, you know, that's men for you. Yeah, I would admit that's men for you. So there we go. Anyway, thanks for watching and staying till the end. And I really do appreciate your support, all the people who followed me and support the channel. It means a hell of a lot to me. I know that I'm not just on my own chatting into a microphone. There are people out there who do listen to what I say, so I do appreciate that, every single one of you. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.